Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to be back here and I've really missed you guys. And yes, so first I want to say a big thank you to my 500 subscribers. You guys are amazing. Thanks for growing the community. Thanks for keeping it going. Thanks for the engagement. Thanks for reaching out. Like, you guys are really amazing. Thank you. So today I want to answer the 10 commonly asked questions about Erasmus scholarship. Yes, it's that time of the year again. Applications are beginning to open and people are curious. I've been getting a lot of questions from different channels, and today I decided to answer some of the questions, like the commonly asked ones and the ones that easily get people confused. So let's get straight to it, guys. So the first question I want to answer is, do I apply to the school or to the program? So the structure of Erasmus Mundus scholarship is like you get to study in at least 2 different universities in Europe, and these universities are what make up the program partners. So this is a simple answer to the question. You apply to the program, not to each university. So the process is simple. Go to the Erasmus Mundus course catalog. Then you would see the program that you want. For example, let's say you want to apply to a program in cloud computing and security. You would see cloud computing and security. Then they have a website. So you go to the website and then you'd see all the universities where you're going to offer the program. So seeing the list of universities does not mean that you have to apply to each of those universities. It means you have to apply to the program. Then if the program selects you, then you can attend. If the program selects you, then you can study in all of those universities. Actually, there is a partner from each of these universities that evaluates your application. So they come together, they meet together to evaluate your application, your single application that you apply to the program, not to each university. So again, the simple answer is you apply to the program under Erasmus Mundus, not to each universities. And if you need more information on this, please check the EMJMD website. You would get more information on this. Don't get it confused. Don't apply to each university, apply to the program directly. The program gives you the admission and then you get to attend all the universities. Do you get it? So the second common question I get asked, especially for students coming outside of the European Union, is, do I need to take the English tests? Yeah, about that, it depends on the program. Again, I tell you, each of the programs have their program websites and requirements varies for each program. So if your program tells you that you have to take English tests, then what are you doubting? Yes, people from Nigeria, I know, because for example, from Nigeria, our national language is English. And then we are taught English in school. So most of us, we can even get certificates of being taught in English. Like that would pass for some program if they are not so strict about the English requirements. But for some programs, they are actually really strict and they tell you that, okay, only IELTS or TOEFL is going to be accepted. So if that is what your program says, please just follow that strictly. Don't try to lobby. If the program tells you strictly to take IELTS or TOEFL, don't try to lobby it trying to use that certificate of English language from your school. Just take the English tests. Because for my program, yeah, I had the certificate of English language from my university, but my program specifically stated it's under the requirements that TOEFL or IELTS is what is required for the language requirements. So I had to take the exam. So check the requirements for the program that you want to apply to and follow the requirements. If the program is not so particular about English language requirements, then fine. If you have proof of being taught in English or certificate of being taught in English from your university, you can use that. Good luck. But if you see that the program is particular about it and they mention it, please follow that. Okay? Yes, a third question I get asked often is, can I add unrelated experiences in my CV, or can I mention it in my SOP? For example, you want to apply to a master's in, let's say, tech-related field, and all you've been doing is sales. Can you add those experiences? So this depends on how well you can rephrase and package and, repackage to make it, fit in. Okay, let's say all the experiences you've had in sales, and then you want to apply for a tech program. You have to, restructure like those experiences. You have to restructure those experiences, to at least, if you really want to put it in, you have to structure it to at least suit something, even if it is like a soft skill that has helped you to develop. For example, okay, you can say your sales experience has helped you in, relating with different category of people, helping your communication skills, because yes, no matter the field of study that you get to do here, you get to relate with different kind of people from different countries, because it's an international experience. So for that kind of skill might be really helpful for you, so you can phrase it in that way. So don't just put it there that I was a salesman for the past 20 years, and like, how does being a salesman for the past 20 years, how does it help you? But if you can phrase it in a way that it relates, and if you can't find any ties at all, like you can't relate to a soft skill or to anything in program, then maybe you shouldn't put it. But I feel there's no experience that you have that you actually cannot rephrase into something that would be helpful, irrespective of the program you're applying to. So try to always try to rephrase. If you are mentioning it in your SOP, try to say how it helps, if not in owning your technical skills, how it helps you in owning, your soft skills. And if you want to put it in your CV, like, except if you really, really did not have any other experience, if it is unrelated, there's no point putting it there. But if you really, really need to add it, try to, put it in a way that it's more presentable and it makes more appeal, not just putting something so irrelevant there. I hope that's clear. So another question I get asked is, can I use the same motivation letter that I use for applying for one program for another program? This one, the short answer is no, and the long answer is the thing is, each of these programs, even though some of them are similar, some of them are very close, the truth is most of them, their focuses are kind of different. So it's best that for each program, try to, even if you are going to be using the same structure of CV, try to tailor the language for each program. So what I'm saying is, if you want to apply for 3 different programs under the Erasmus Mundus course catalog, you have to prepare 3 different motivation letters, and each motivation letter, even though they are going to have similar structure, let's each one be tailored to a program. For example, if you're applying to cloud computing and security, then you're applying to software engineering for Green Deal, you can't tell me that it's exactly the same points you wrote for cloud computing that you want to write for software engineering for Green Deal. Fine, they'll be very similar because they are actually kind of close, but they are different. They have different focus. This one is focused on networking, this one is focused on software engineering, but under the same umbrella. So it's best that you check what this program focuses on. Try to tweak some things, use the language for this program, then for this one use the language for this program, and make each motivation letter customized for each program. That helps you a lot. That helps you to stand out rather than just using generic terms, in your SOP. That doesn't really help. It doesn't really help. Like, it's what's, putting in the effort. It's what it's actually. So the next common question I get asked, and this is for people with partners, with a family and all of that, is, I'm married, I want to come with my wife or with my kids. Is Erasmus going to cover for that? Are they going to pay for it? No. Erasmus is not going to pay for it. Erasmus is only concerned with you. You are the only business they have. They don't have a business with your family. So if you want to bring your family or your kids or your wife, that's left to you. You have to cover for their approval fund, their cost of living, their visa application. It's all on you. The only business Erasmus Mundus have is you. So you have to cater for that yourself. Although after you get the admission, maybe the international office of your school, of your host school, might be helpful in providing some tips, but not like they will really interfere in the process, because it's actually not their business. So that's left to you. They're not going to sponsor you, so you have to cater for your family expenses, or the expenses for your dependents when coming for Erasmus. The stipend is just for you. And yes, to add to that, if you're wondering, what if the stipend can cover for me and my spouse or my dependent or whatever it is? So the thing is, you still have to provide proof of fund, and they can't accept your stipend as proof of fund. So you have to provide proof of fund. And if it's about living there, for some countries it might be able to cater for you, but for other countries it won't. For example, if you're staying in the Netherlands, your monthly stipend, trying to survive with your monthly stipends with yourself and a dependent is like hell, except if your dependent is working. But let's say in a country, like if you're staying in like a country like Lithuania, where the cost of living is kind of low compared to a country like Amsterdam, Netherlands, yeah, it might cover, but still you still need proof of fund to apply for the visa. I hope that's clear. Cheers. Yes, the next question is, what does Erasmus Mundus cover? What does it cover? Okay, these information is actually available on the internet. It's available on the Erasmus Mundus, scholarship website. But I'm just gonna say it again for people that love to hear my voice. Thank you. Okay, so it covers for your tuition, for your monthly stipend, and from the monthly stipend you get to pay your house rent. They don't pay your house rent separately. Get that? So it's from the monthly stipend that you get to pay your house rent, your feeding. So your monthly stipend most times covers for your accommodation, your feeding, and maybe other little things that you need to do. But they just pay you the monthly stipend, and it's left to you to distribute it as you deem fit. The scholarship covers your travel allowance, installation costs, your tuition, and monthly stipend. That's what it covers. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. But yes, for more information, please check the Erasmus Mundus scholarship website. You can get more updated information, because as at when I was coming in for the program, they were paying installation costs, but the next set after me, I heard they stopped installation costs and they increased the monthly stipend. So it's left to you. So if you really want like more updated information, please check the website. The requirements change every year. Not really every year, but from time to time. So the best thing is to check the website for more updated information. But yes, basically your tuition is covered, your monthly expenses is covered, just enough for your monthly expenses, not for you to come and get rich or build house, in Europe. No. The next question is, what should be the difference between my CV and my motivation letter? Should I just re-echo my CV? Should I just put my CV into a story and put it in a motivation letter? No. If they had wanted that, they wouldn't have asked you for both of them. These two, even though they are very, very close and they are very related and they work hand in hand, your CV and your motivation letter, they are actually very different documents. So your CV should contain highlights of your experience, your academic experience, your work experience, volunteering experience, and basic details that that a CV contains, and let it just be highlights. Highlight the most important ones, and you don't even have to put in all your experiences. If you have like a lot of experiences, don't put everything in there. Remove the irrelevant ones. And in fact, if you think your experiences are so much, remove the ones that are already past 5 years if you think they are too much. So just put the most important ones, and the ones that are most relevant to the program that you're applying for. So don't just jam pack everything into your CV. Now to your motivation letter. Motivation letter is called motivation letter for a reason. It's more specific to the program you're applying for. Now your CV contains like a lot of details about you, about your education, your volunteering experience, and those highlights. Now your motivation letter is more specific to the program that you're applying to, like what is motivating you to apply for this program, why do you want to study this program, like what's driving you, so even though you get to mention some of the things on your CV in your motivation letter, don't let your motivation letter echo your CV. Let it be something different, something unique. Let it show your passion. Let it express your passion. Let it, it's like that place where you get the opportunity to sell yourself, to make a statement, to stand out. Yeah, your motivation letter is where you get the opportunity to do that. And if you really want to mention anything about what's on your CV, it should be something very specific that you want to brag about or you want to highlight. For example, if you already mentioned it on your CV that, oh yeah, I graduated with a first class, if you are going to mention that in your SOP, you can say something that's now relates to, yes, this motivated you, and during your undergraduate you graduated as the top 1% in your school. That's more eye-catching rather than saying you already said it in your CV that you graduated first class, so don't come and repeat it again here that you graduated the first class. But if you really have to mention that, let it be in a way that you're let it sound more gang, like let it sound more so let it sound like, yeah, I graduated as the first top 1% and all of that. Yeah, so that's basically it. Your motivation letter is really why you want to apply for the program. What's really driving you? What's your motivation? What is, maybe you have, because of an experience you've had, or because of something currently ongoing in your country, or because of a research experience you've had, a problem that you would love to solve or you would love to contribute to. So they are different. Don't re-echo your CV in your motivation letter. So the next question, this one I get asked all the time, all the time. Esther, can you review my SOP? Tommy, can you review my SOP? The thing is, I can review your SOP, but let's consider this, like, if 10 people reach out to me, maybe can you review my SOP? To be honest, it's not easy for me because I also have my schedules. So it's I can't review everybody's SOP. That's just the simple truth. And even apart from the number of requests I get and all of that, not all the programs are my area of strength. For example, if you're applying to a software engineering related program or a cloud computing related program, yes, I can review, I can provide some insights. But if you are applying to a program in arts and humanitarian, see, I'm so clueless about that field. So if you send me something, I'll just be looking out for grammatical errors. Like, I won't really know what to look out for. So it's best that you search for someone in the related program that you're applying to help you review it. And LinkedIn is your friend. See, there are easy ways to look for people these days. Like me, if I need something, what I do, I go to LinkedIn and start searching for keywords about what I need. If I need someone in an industry, I look for someone in that industry. If you need someone in a program, go online and go and search for all areas and start searching for people. You will definitely find someone in a related program, even if it is not exactly the same program. So it's more helpful when you get someone in a similar program to review your CV, because if you bring art and humanitarian to me, there's little to which I can do. Then another challenge is that, like, people reach out to me, and yes, I really want to, and I accept some requests to review, and sometimes I refer people to other people that I know that can review the CV. But what hurts me the most is that some people send their SOP to me to review, and then I've already scheduled out time. But then it's like you just send a very, very raw draft to me, like you did not even check. Like, it's like you are just making a first draft and sending it to me. So I can't even focus on the main content of the SOP, and then I'm spending all the time fixing grammatical error. So this is like general. If you're sending your SOP to someone to help you review, fine, they are willing to help, and somebody helped us too, right? But please make the job easy for me, make the job easy for any other person you are sending it to. Don't send a very raw draft that they can't even focus on the main content of the SOP, that they have to start fixing grammatical errors. Try to, I know you can't fix all the grammatical errors at once, but at least try to keep it to the barest minimum. You know, don't let me, like, it's not nice that it's like I have to start correcting every dot, every comma, every, I mean, it's part of the review process, right? But I think you get what I'm saying. Like, don't make it so raw, like you have not even read it at all, you have not even edited it at all, you did not even go through it at all. You just, like, I've received a number of SOPs like that, that people just send to me. I won't even know where to start from. Like, is it the commas that we start fixing, or the spelling errors, or it's like you didn't even check it at all. It makes the process actually very tiring for me, and I believe it's the same for other people. So please and please, if you're sending your SOP out to people to review for you, make it easy for them. At least the least you can do is to read it through yourself and check for basic errors. Of course, they will still correct some errors for you, because you can't correct all at once, but at least make it easy, okay? So like I said, I'm not master of all programs, so there are areas of strength for me. It's easier for me to review related programs. If you need help with referrals, or if you need, it's even better, go online and search. You can easily search for people, reach out to people in similar programs. People are always willing to help, but please make the work easier for them, okay? Yes, next question, I should have addressed this earlier, is, hey, what's up with Europa CV, or how should my CV look like? Generally in Europe, the normal standard acceptable CV for academic purposes is the Europa CV, and they have a template online. All you need to do is create an account on Europa's website, and then you enter your details, and it generates the CV for you. And if there are other mistakes you need to correct, or you need to correct the structure, please do. And be mindful of the fonts that you use. Don't use some fancy fonts. It's an academic CV, you know. So, and I think for Erasmus also, Europass is like the acceptable CV. So don't use US standard of CV. I know you might be applying to other scholarships in US, in Canada. US standard of CV is different from Canada, is different from Europe. So try to stick to the Europass CV. I think that's how much I can say about that. Stick to the Europass CV, and the template is online, okay? Yes, and the last question I would love to answer that I get asked. So Esther, and this is kind of personal. So Esther, if you are to choose between Erasmus and other scholarships, which one would you pick? Well, the truth is, I've only experienced Erasmus. I've not experienced the others. But at least what I can say is, let's say at the time, if I had gotten like multiple scholarships and I were to choose, well, I think I would still choose Erasmus, because, yeah, because of the excitement of, you know, studying in different countries, and, you know, having that experience, plus the fact that it's fully funded. But you know, it's basically about priorities. Actually, and I can only give you my personal answer. I can't answer for you. If your priorities, if you have a family and your priority is your family, your spouse or your kids, maybe it might not be the best for you. Like, if you have other options, other scholarship options, maybe Erasmus will not be the best for you, because with Erasmus, I mean, it's best if you are just single because you have to travel around, like, you're not stable in one place. So, you know, if you're single, like, you still have the excitement. There's no restriction. You can jump from year to year in the next 6 months, jump to another place in the next 6 months. But if you have a family, I don't think you want to be doing those jump around. So a scholarship like DAAD scholarship in Germany, and I think DAAD scholarship actually provides support for spouse, I think. So then there's this other scholarship in the UK, is it Commonwealth or MasterCard? One of those scholarships, they also provide support for spouse, and at least you get to stay in one place. You are stabilized, kind of. So if your priority is family, well, it's left for you to choose if you feel you can still cope. if your priority is the international experience, then Erasmus is fantastic. You get to travel, like jump from one place to another. I mean, if your priority is getting stability in one place, maybe Erasmus is not best for you. Maybe you should go to a school maybe you should choose a scholarship where you study in one place. I mean, you can focus on that one place, work there, make connections there, and then move ahead. So basically it depends on your priority. Like for me, come on now, I'm still young. I want to see the world, I want to explore, I want to travel, I want to meet people. So I mean, yes, so say yes, so it's I'll choose Erasmus over and over again. Yeah, because I don't really have much that is restricting me or limiting me. Again, depends on your priorities and what is most important to you. Okay, guys, I hope I've been able to clear some of your doubts and answer some of your questions. If there's something that you would still want me to talk about, I know I promised to make some videos because some questions being asked in the comment section. I've not been able to make those videos yet. But if there is something you still want me to talk about, or a question I didn't address that's really burning on your heart, please put it in the comment section. I'm more than happy to answer your questions as soon as I can. All right, guys, till the next time. Yeah, have a good time and ciao ciao.